Imagine that you paid £15,000 for your school fees, you paid IHS fee, you paid visa fee, you paid your flight to the UK. Of course, you made several other expenses in between, only to arrive, finish your masters, and realize that there are no jobs for you. Okay, you've applied for 1 year, you did not get a job in your field. For 2 years, you did not get a job in your field, and you're wondering, hey, did I make a mistake? Did I just waste so much money to come here to study a course that is irrelevant in the UK? Well, you're not alone, because a lot of people, maybe myself inclusive, were in these shoes. Before coming to the UK, you hear things like, oh, don't study this course, so study this course because it is more lucrative. There are more jobs in this course over the other. So we heard all of that warnings, but a lot of us went ahead to choose what we love, what we are, passionate about. So some weeks ago, somebody asked me, if you were to turn back the hands of time, would you study public relations and strategic communication? Based on what you know now, would you still go for the same course? Because when I started working as a teaching assistant, I just started to tell myself that probably I would have done a course in education, because education felt like the most lucrative course at the time. I was like, God, these guys are always needing teachers, these guys are always needing support staff, these guys are always needing people in the education sector. Like, I should have picked something like early child education or mental health or special needs education, basically something tilting towards education. And then it would have been way easier to get a job and all of that. But then, like I said, some weeks ago, somebody asked me, Udochi, if with all the knowledge you have now, if somebody say, oh yeah, go back to the UK, turn back the hands of time, go back to the UK and do your masters, would you still study public relations and strategic communication? Anyways, I have an answer, but I'll tell you at the end of this video. But let's go straight into why we're making this video. What are some of the courses with the highest unemployment rate in the UK? And for some, I have reasons. For some, I basically do not have reasons, or they're mostly no reason, but I'll try to rush through the list and of course give you reasons where if I have any. And then, anyways, I'm talking too much. Let's just go straight into it. Well, before we go straight into it, let me just make some things clear. First of all, the numbers here does not mean that certain percentage are unemployed. Or it just means that if I study public relations, for instance, I am not working in the public relations field. I probably have another job elsewhere, maybe in hospitality, maybe in care, maybe elsewhere, retail, all of those kind of things. But I do not work as a public relations manager or a communications assistant or a communications manager, everything related to what I studied, okay? So it doesn't mean that if you study a particular course, you are totally unemployed. No, that's not what it means. It means that you are not working in the field you have studied and paid huge money for. I hope you get it. Yes, you do. Next thing to clear is that do not accept the figures hook, line and sinker. I checked a lot of other sites before. The particular site I'll be reading from is from eFinanciers. Whatever, I'll include it on the screen anyway. So do not accept the figures hook, line and sinker, because these things are estimates, and then when you check other sites too, they have different figures or of course similar figures. So the figures I'll be mentioning in this video are not perfect, are not gospel. So don't take it from me and say, hey, Udochi said 6% and that's what it is, okay? So like I said, they vary according to sites, okay? So when you check a site, they could say 7%, another site could say 6.5%. So it all depends, okay? So now that we have cleared this out of the way, let us go straight into it. I have my Asambodo here. I always do when I have things I cannot have of heart. Oh, my camera is shaking. Okay, so when I have things I cannot, carry by heart, I have my book here. So let's go top to bottom, bottom to top. Let's go from the lowest to the highest. Yes, to the lowest unemployment rate on my list. So I have 20 courses here from the lowest to the highest. You guys, number one will shock you. I'm not even kidding. The number one on this list will shock you. So let's just get started immediately, so this video doesn't get too long. The first course on my list is business management, going at 6.3%. So that means at 6%. By the way, I should also say that this particular site I quoted from, they did this estimate based on 15 months after graduation. So 15 months after these people graduated, they now had to gauge their employment rate, okay? So this is not, probably somebody may have gotten a job on the 16th month or in the 3rd year or in the 2nd year, you get. But basically this estimate was done 15 months after graduation and it was done last year. So it's fairly new, okay? So business management is on number 20 at 6.3%, followed by mechanical engineering at 6.4%, and then we have psychology at 6.5%, and then we have design at 6.8%. Economics follows at 6.8%. Law follows at 7.1%. I want my daughter to be a lawyer. I want my daughter to be a lawyer. And they like, don't you mind your business? Your course have they delete, so shut up. After law, we have marketing at 7.2%. After marketing is sociology at 7.3%. And then after that is history at 7.6%. After that, we have philosophy at 7.7%. Philosophy even got some courses. Let's go. Next is politics at 7.8%. The same way politics no really makes sense for Nigeria, political science, now so it too no really makes sense here. Okay, so, but yeah, I mean, if you like politics, go ahead and study politics. Next is geography at 7.8%. And then, of course, okay, this particular list has English at 7.8%. My course, what I studied in my first degree anyway, is not this present one. My present one is still different. So some site has it as languages, while some says English at 7.8%. I tend to disagree with the languages, but even with English, I tend to disagree to a great deal because, okay, well, this statistics is for the UK, but if you live in a non-English speaking country, it's easy to break through with English, especially if you have the other language as a second. If you speak the other language, let's say Portuguese or Chinese as a second language, and you have English as your first language, it's so easy to break in because you can teach English as a second language, you can teach English as a foreign language, you can even teach English in regular classrooms as a foreign language teacher. So when they say languages on this list, I'm like, I don't really believe I'm like that, you get. So yes, like I said, with the UK, English, everybody here is British. Everybody here is British. You cannot be more British than the Queen, right? Okay, so why else would you want to study English as a foreigner? Okay, so it doesn't make sense that much anyway. So yes, I accept this figure because it's the UK, but outside the UK, especially in non-English speaking countries, I feel like languages is a whole big deal, okay? And then you have physics at 8.0. Waiting on they, but I don't know, but waiting on they use physics too. See me at the throw jabs. Physics is at 8.0%, and then we have finance and accountancy at 8.1%. Imagine, see how. Then on the third, we have media studies at 8.2%. Now, funny thing, like I said, this particular website says media studies, but another website says public relations, communications, and media. Public relations, the course I spent thousands of pounds to start. I was so heartbroken reading this or seeing these statistics because I'm like, after all the efforts with the assignments, group, this, well, anyways, media studies is at 8.2%, biology is at 8.4%, art is at 8.5%, cinematography and photography 8.7%. I don't blame because everybody now they do AI. By the way, all those AI generated videos and images are so annoying. Like, I don't know how you guys watch those AI videos. Like, anyways, the AI is gradually pushing photographers aside, which is heartbreaking. And of course, the Oga Patapata of them is at 9.1%. Computer science. Unbelievable, right? Yes, of course, AI. In fact, I have a video proof for this. So while I was like prepping this video, I came across a BBC video. I'll include the link and maybe snippets just so you can watch and see things for yourself.
I just graduated like 2 weeks ago with a degree in computer science, and I've been specifically applying for kind of software engineering roles. So far I'd say I've applied to over 150 positions, and because like these companies are using AI to replace software engineering, like entry-level roles, it means that it's really hard and like really competitive to get these roles out of university. And I feel like this is just going to keep going forward as these AI companies develop better and better tools. Like, yeah.
Computer science graduates are not that it's like they used to be like some years ago, because AI has taken over some certain functions. Only people who are like really advanced with the computer, software technology, software engineering, what am I saying? Software engineering, only people who are well grounded and advanced are relevant at this moment. But basic computer science and AI has taken their jobs. And that video was like a reminder that nothing is permanent. Those days we'll say, oh, computer science, oh, big boys and yeah. Anyways, this is the most awaited list. The long awaited list. Okay, so this brings me to the question of, should you study these courses knowing that the job prospects are really low and the chances of you getting a job is slim, if not impossible? My answer is yes and no. Yes, because of course the challenge is already there, the fact that it is oversaturated with limited opportunities. Secondly, the fact that also another reason I would say no is that go ahead and study what you want to study. If you're passionate about a particular course, don't look at how saturated the field is. Go ahead and study the course, okay? So now what you should be looking at is creative ways to break out of your field, how you can get more experiences, how you can get more skills. Because to be honest, I like the way the UK is structured. The UK is structured in a way that you can study any course, but if you are skilled in something else outside the course you study, you get a job, you get a good job, you get something that fits you. You get so that you studied history and you can code, you get a job in a tech firm. That you studied philosophy and you have experience with just something outside what you studied, you have the skills, you have the experience, you will thrive. Most importantly, you have certifications. See, professional certifications are something we are really sleeping on, including me. I'm saying this for myself too, because me, I get coconut head. I've made a list of certain professional certifications. I see people say, oh, do this certification, or this Scrum, MVQ, this, that. I'll write a list. If you see my book of list of certificates, then have I done them? No. When will I do them? I don't know. Procrastination. So this is me telling myself, certifications are important. Aside your master's degree, aside your bachelor's degree, you need these certifications because it shows that you are going out of your way to acquire more knowledge. You're going out of your way to acquire more skills. You get, so forget what the statistic. Well, that's me. That's my opinion. Anyways, forget what the statistics is saying and go for your passion. So now back to the question. Udochi, this is 2026. You know the UK. You know how things work. If you were to turn back the hands of time, would you go for that education you are passionate? You say, oh, I would have gone for education for the opportunities. Would you have still studied communication? Would you have studied this particular course you're studying? And my answer is yes. I wouldn't have gone for nursing, even if nursing was like the top. I will still not do the nursing. Okay, I'll still do communication because obviously, as you all can see, I talk a lot. I like to talk. No, I'm not saying I talk a lot, but I like to talk. This is something that comes to me freely. Basically, I've been in the communication field for like the longest time. I like to generally communicate. So this field, this is where I am born into. So my mom, there's only my mom used to call. My mom calls me Onune Kurora. I don't know how to translate it in English, but it's more like somebody that speaks for a crowd of people, you know, something like that, like a spokesperson, you get. So I've always been that child that people say I'm a talkative, but I don't see myself as a talkative. Ironically, I would not describe myself as a talkative. Well, basically, I've been in the I like to communicate, I like to talk, I like to busybody, basically my mouth just has to move. So communication is something that comes to me naturally, and I am in this field because God wants me to be there. Probably the job has not come yet because I'm still job hunting. Oh God. Anyways, because I'm still job hunting, the dream job has not come, the dream role has not come, the particular place that has been designed for me to thrive has not come yet, but that doesn't mean it will not come. Okay, so turn back the hands of time, bring it back, twist them, turn them, fold them. I will still study communication. Probably, maybe not public relations or anything, but it has to be media, it has to be communication, it has to be something that puts me out there, you get. So yeah. So if you ask me again, so for people who are like 9 to 5, people who love 9 to 5, me, I like 9 to 5, but I don't see myself doing 9 to 5 or having a regular job for a really long time. At some point, I just want to be on my own, do something else, like have my own business, have my own whatever I do, but not basically relying on 9 to 5 you get. But for people who are passionate, who are saying, oh, I just want to build a career, like a 9 to 5 career forever, good luck to you. Like I said, just expand your learning and all of that. But some other people but if you are scared, if you belong to the group of people who are scared, who are wondering, where do I go from here? What do I do? I don't want to be jobless. Start learning TikTok or how to beg for roses and Leon. You get. Thank God say Asabi talk. 2 roses, guys. 2 roses on the glove. 2 roses. On the glove, 2 roses. Drop a lion. Is it Leon? Okay, there's Leon and there's lion. Drop a Leon. Let us snipe, guys. Guys, we can snipe this. Guys. We can snipe this. No roses on the glove. I can't talk now. Because the guys who do this TikTok thing, if I tell you how much they make, you'll be like, somebody who wake up in the morning, they don't start live from morning till as I'm speaking to you. Some people are still on their life, like you guys. Anyway, so like I said, be passionate about what you do. I do not care, even if all the statistics say 90% of people who study public relations and strategic communication are unemployed, are not really send. Okay, so yeah. In the next video, we'll talk about jobs with higher employment prospects. Those kind of jobs, if you have passion for them or you just want to do it strictly for the money, fine, we'll just make recommendations. I'll make recommendations based on statistics based on facts, because I'm not the one making the, you know, list and all of that, doing the study, you get. So if you're passionate, you have the brain for them, you have the time, go ahead. But for me, I pin inside communications. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. Please like this video, please leave a comment and subscribe. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Please like, subscribe, like, just no need to skip. I know you're in a hurry, you want to go to the next video, no need to skip, just like, leave a comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles.